Hey, welcome back to Shasta Speaks. Listen, we got to get into Miss Melody Cherie's live that she did yesterday. Oh my gosh, it was so much. It was so much. Now, I will say this, I was not shocked nor surprised by anything that she said. Most of what she said, I was like, mm-hmm. I was over here shaking my head, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Because most of it I had kind of surmised. Some of it is blatant, it's in your face. If you're not seeing it because you don't want to see it, you know? But it was definitely good to see her go live and just pretty much take her time and lay it on out there. Now, yesterday evening, I did put like a little clip of it up. It was, I think, the clip where she talked about destiny. She talked about um, the workplace retaliation. And there was one other thing. It's like a 20 something minute clip that's up. So if you haven't checked that out, you can check that out. I have not put the whole thing up. I don't think that I will. There's a lot of other um, places on YouTube where the whole live is up. So I don't think that I will put the whole thing up. But I just did want to come on and talk about a couple of the things that stood out to me that I had thoughts on. So, as always, everything discussed on this channel is alleged. This is my very own opinion, and it's definitely for entertainment purposes only. If you have not subscribed to the channel, baby, listen, if you've been over here more than 2 times, we go together already. So you might as well go ahead on and subscribe. If you've been over here more than 2 times, we kind of already in a relationship. Go ahead and subscribe, okay? Like, tell a friend, come over here and subscribe to the vibe. It's just a vibe. We just be chilling. I try to keep it just real chill, real relaxed. I ain't got time. I don't have time for nothing else. I have a very full life outside of this that I live, and so I don't have time. So it's just people chilling, sharing their opinions, sharing their thoughts. That's it. That's all. All right. So she talked about destiny, and she kind of explained their relationship, how when she met her, I think she said she met her like 2018. She met her through LeBaric, and well, really through Martell because of LeBaric, right? Because Destiny was with LeBaric. Um, because she said, of course, Martell and LeBaric were best friends. Don't y'all think it's interesting how LeBaric and Martell are not best friends anymore? And another thing that I think is interesting, I think it's interesting that they're not best friends anymore, but I also think it's interesting that they were ever best friends in the first place. Clock it. Um, it's interesting just off the strength of we know what type of person, from what type of person we've seen Martell to be. It's interesting. And that's all I'm gonna say because I'm trying to, go down that path, but it's interesting. Um, and she just talked about how when they would all hang out, it was always doing couple stuff. Um, she talked about how when she was pregnant, I feel like somewhere in some part of that too, Destiny had to be pregnant as well. And so I feel like she was just basically laying out the timeline of when exactly was the alleged, how they worded it in this synopsis that was put out. grooming would have occurred. And I got a question. How do you groom a grown person? Now, if anybody know, this ain't no shit, no shade. If anybody can explain that to me, drop down in these comments and let me know, because I'm just trying to figure out, how does one groom a very adult married person? How do, how do you how do you groom them to do something like that? Isn't it just to ask, hey, you want to do such and such? Like, what are we talking about? It like, I feel like what she said is that whoever um reviewed and okayed and signed off of this synopsis that explained this episode for the reunion and put the word grooming, she was like, that's who she's coming for, because why would you put that buzzword in there? And I feel her like that on that, because that word insinuates a lot. You don't want that word attached to you. And in a very real sense, when people hear the word grooming, they're kind of like, ee. Like, that's one of those, you just don't want your name attached to that word. Not in this climate. Not in this climate. Not with what happened to Mr. Kelly. Not with what happened with P. Diddy. Not with what happened with the other man that's gone on. Like, you that word, no one wants their name attached to that word. And so the other thing that I'm going to be interested to see is um if that is the word that is actually used, right? Because is that what they called it? It's on the reunion stage? Or did they call it something else, and someone, again, whoever does the writes up the synopsis or submits them or whatever, maybe one of them just used this word for shock value or whatever. Listen, the way Mel was talking on their live, I would not be shocked if there's not some type of legal ramifications that are going to come from just that one word being used. I'm telling you, because I would. You're not gonna play with me. And you're not gonna play with my name. And like she said, you're not gonna tarnish her legacy by trying to attach that word to her. That's foolish. That's foolish. And then she was like, you throwing out these things, you saying these things, where's the proof? That's all I'm saying. Like, how do we let someone throw out accusations like that and let this happen and write up a synopsis, including it in the synopsis, and you don't have any proof of it? What? What? You know, I let me tell you something. I used to be a fan of Real Housewives of Atlanta back in the day. I'm still a fan for the most part, but I kind of stopped fooling with them when Nene left, and that's my whole truth. When Nene left, I left. I was like, I know y'all lying, but I almost was done with them when the whole Phaedra, Portia, Candy thing happened. Season 9. I was like, whoa, because that was dark. That was dark. That was hard to watch, and that was dark. And I just remember that after that, you know, Carlos King left. That's when Phaedra like things happened. Now, Carlos King has said before that, he left to do whatever he was doing, and that's not why he left. He wasn't fired. He wasn't this. He wasn't that. Okay, but the timing was definitely suspect. I say that to say I don't think that there was fact checking done back then either. It seemed like no one was checking that story at the time, and they just ran with it. And it seems like that is what's happening with this whole thing with Destiny, Melanie Martell. Who was fact checking this? Who said, okay, where's the proof of this? Or was this some type of whatever concocted by Destiny and Martell allegedly to again try to somehow or another tarnish Melody's name? Because I'm gonna tell you what, baby, that is Martell's whole mission in life, to try to find something to tarnish Melody with, so that I don't understand why he wants to do it. I have not been able to figure that out other than just to do it. I don't know if in his sick twisted mind he feels like if I can just get her fans to turn their back on her, they'll all come over here and be my fans. Or I don't know. I don't know why he wants to try to hurt the mother of his children, and the extreme measures that he goes to, it seems like sometimes, to do that is crazy to me. But what we all know is that he don't have no limit. He gonna go to hell. And now he got this girl that's gonna go right to hell with him too, just like the Paramore. They all a group of hellhounds, and they don't mind going down there. Okay, and they think that they gonna be able to somehow bring Melody down with them, and it's so crazy to me that all these people would be after one little person. Let me tell you something. That's when you know. That's when you know that you have favor over your life, though, and you just know. You know that you have favor over you, over your life, because everything going on with you upsets. You know what I'm saying? Those others, like, they cannot stand to see her successful. Like, it's just tearing them up. It's just tearing them up. So, yeah. So if the people over there at Kingdom Reign, ITV, whoever it is, didn't fact check what they needed to fact check before they decided to run with this narrative, I feel for them, because I really don't think that Melody's just gonna let it go and be like, okay, whatever. No, I think she's finna take them to task for this. As she should. As she should. In this climate. In this climate, you cannot play with that. And you cannot let nobody play with you when it comes to that. So I would be calling out whoever I need to call out. Baby, the lawyer would already have everything he needs to have, and we just be drawing up paperwork. Because baby, what you will never play with is me. Okay? You would never play with me. All right. Um, she also talked about the whole Kimmy situation. She talked about the fact that she had a whole conversation with Kimmy after asking her about the whole lipstick thing. She said she talked on the phone to Kimmy for about 21 minutes, and they talked about that. She said that after she had asked her about when she had Kimmy over to her house after they had finished recording or filming, after people had left, they stayed there for a while and sat out. I think she said on her patio or whatever and talked for a while, laughing, joking. And then you decided to get to this reunion stage and act a fool because you needed a moment. But you knew when y'all talked, she told you that production came to her and said they don't want to talk about this. We need you to get her to talk about it. We need you to ask her about it and get her to talk about it. And that's what she did. She asked you about it when you said what you said. She didn't push, she didn't pressure, none of that. And she calls you after and explained to you that they asked her to do that, and you said to her that you knew that. Oh yeah, I figured it was productive. I know, I know. So you say all that, and then you jump your ass up on this reunion stage and act a fool, and act a fool. And like Melody said in her live, y'all done sat on this here TV the whole season almost this season and talked about people on the internet, i.e. the millimeters. The whole first season of Love and Marriage Huntsville, this the whole first half of this here season that we in, y'all talked about the millimeters. And that's a whole internet thing. That's the only place they could be coming from. Y'all are literally talking about internet people in the first, and when she asks you about something on the internet that pertains to you, oh, you big mad. Oh, you is big mad. You is Bob. You cannot believe that she would be the audacity of her to be asking you about some lipstick, about some lipstick. Kimmy, you know, I feel kind of bad for you because I know you was up there doing it because of your man. My man, my man, my man. You was doing it because of your man. I'm sure when you got home and he asked you where you had been, I mean, if he was there. Mm, I mean, if he was there. Maybe he was at the office when you got home, girl. Anywho, um, but let's just say he was home when you got home and was like, "Where you been?" And you was like, "Oh, I had to stay with Melody and blah 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 blah." And he probably was like, "What?" So you had to flip that. See, then you had to go back to being mad at her because apparently the husband's mad at her. And so if the husband's got smoke for her, then you've got to have smoke for her because y'all need the moment because y'all are like watching damn paint dry. Okay? Y'all is like watching paint dry. Like, y'all, dog, y'all, listen. Y'all should have did something this season. Because y'all gave nothing. Not a thing. And it seems as though they was trying to pull something out, and y'all done got mad. But like she said on her live, she talked to you about that. Y'all had squashed it. Y'all didn't have no issue. It was good till you hit the reunion stage. And then you had to get activated. You had to get activated, didn't it, Kim? Let me show my man. Let me show my man that I got him. Let me show them that I can turn up. Girl, pipe down. Because it never gave that it was ever that serious. Because at the end of the day, first of all, don't nobody care. Okay? No one cares enough to know whether or not it was lipstick, it wasn't lipstick, it wasn't. Girl, people, we just thought y'all was gonna have a damn storyline this season. That's all. Shit. That's it. We thought y'all was gonna have a storyline this season. Y'all didn't. So that's okay. Moving on. It never gave that we cared. You the one sat there and said you went all around looking for him. You said that in your scene yourself. Pretty much letting everybody know you didn't know where your husband was. It didn't take a rocket scientist. I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, if you're okay with whatever your husband is or is not doing, then that's it. Be okay with it. But all that extra, it was unnecessary. It was not called for. And I promise, I said this in the video yesterday about you, Kimmy. You are the biggest disappointment to me on this show. Because you used to be real. Or at least you acted like you was halfway real. And now you just, girl, the biggest disappointment. She also talked about workplace retaliation. And she talked about the fact that one of her superiors came to her and asked her if they could be her TV manager. And she politely declined their offer. Now, you know the word on the street. Okay. And the people on the curb is saying, allegedly, they think it's Carlos King. That has not been confirmed nor denied. We don't know. But the people is insinuating that it's him. And that he wanted to be her TV manager because she has, other things that she be doing. And she said she declined. And she says after declining, she saw the shift. She saw the attacks. They became more and more, well, depending on when that happened, that is going to align. And she does say she has receipts of what she's saying. And usually the receipts be receipting. She was showing receipts on her lives of the conversations, of scene calls, she's all kind of stuff. So, you know what I mean? The receipts was receipting as they should. As they should. But it would not surprise me. It would not surprise me that some people would get in their feelings and then decide to leverage an attack because they mad. I'm not at all shocked by that. I could see that happening because people pride be tearing them up. That pride they can't. Ooh, and people feel entitled. People feel like you owe them something. People. It's just, people be peopling. People be peopling. So I could see it. I definitely could see because you saw if you're watching the show if you've been watching the show this season, you've seen it. I'm telling you, it's been crazy to watch how certain things are playing out, how certain things are being said. It's just like wow. And at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, the fact that her ex is still on this show after he was convicted of what he was convicted of, that by itself tells me everything I need to know about the people over there that's running Love and Marriage Huntsville. Bravo would never. Bravo would never. Andy would never. Would never. She also clarified and confirmed that there was no order in place when they were at the vow renewal ceremony. She said that, you know, her not filming with Martell was not tied to any type of order. There was no order in place at that time of the vow renewal. She said that this was a boundary she put in place, that she was not going to film with her, as she should have. As she should have. After he was convicted, to me, he should not have been on that show. I don't care if he had to be suspended or whatever while they awaited his appeal, whatever needs to happen. That's what should have happened. But because he was still on the show, she had to put her own individual boundary in place, I feel, to say, okay, I see y'all still got him on here. Well, I'm not filming with him. Period. Because why am I going to film with a person who is trying to put out fake revenge pee on me? Why would I film? What? Yeah. But that was her own boundary she set in place. That they still were trying to ignore. Let's be clear, because they kept trying to get her in scenes with him. Let's be clear. Ignoring her boundaries, which I find to be very disrespectful. She said, as far as Trish, there was 2 scenes with her and Trish. We only saw the one. She said there was another scene where her and Trish talked. She gave Trish some advice about, trying to be an entrepreneur, starting a gym, juggling the children, just different advice and things like that. She said when Trish originally came to her and was trying to talk to her about the whole Martell thing, she wasn't trying to talk about it. She was like, I don't care. She said, I don't care. As she shouldn't. But she said they had another scene, and that's when because production came to her. Now this is after she had talked. Trish tried to bring it up, and she shut it down. Was like, I don't care. I don't want to talk about you and my ex. I don't care. The second scene, production had come to her and said, hey, we need you to get to the real story of this timeline with her and Martell, because she's not telling the truth. The timeline ain't timeline, and we can't get the real out of her. We can't get the truth out of her. See if you can get her to tell what the real is with them. That's how they ended up with the scene we saw on the television, where she was asking all those questions. Well, what color was the house? Well, what driveway was it? Was it nighttime? Was it daytime? Blah, blah, blah. Again, doing what was asked of her, doing her job. Doing her job. She also mentioned, clock it, that Ariane, in one of the scenes at the house when she was, I think if she said it was the scene with Trish at Trish's house, maybe, where the food was, when they was doing the food, and it was cut out of the scene, though. Trish just busted out and told her, I know your ex, I know Martell's baby mama, Ariane. And she's like, oh, okay. Because apparently Ken and her are both from Dayton, Ohio, or whatever, allegedly. And yeah, so she just busted out with that. I know Ariane, Martell's baby mama. She said, she was like, okay. Now, what was that for, y'all? What was that supposed to be for? What was that supposed to lead up to or open up the door to? That's what I want to know. Now, she said they cut it out, and they had to have, because we didn't see it. But what y'all think that was for? Was that another way they was trying to ease Ariane into? Because I just always be feeling in the back of my head they trying to do something. They always trying to sneak something in. Is this another way they was trying to figure out a way to backdoor this whole Ariane thing? Y'all think? Because she said she just came out the blue with it. Okay, who thinks to tell who starts out a conversation with that and thinks to tell somebody, oh yeah, I know your ex baby mama. You mean the baby mama that's been extremely disrespectful to me? That I done almost had to, huh? Now, why would you think I want to talk? I would even want to hear her name. Like, that's giving kind of weird too. Like, I don't understand what that would be about, or what the purpose of telling her that would be. And she talked about Miss Nail and Chris, and basically she said Miss Nail, she ain't never been calling no Miss Nail to rush over there to her to leave her sick mama. In a nutshell. In a nutshell, she said the only time that she called Miss Nail screaming, cussing, hollering, crying was when Martell stole her $17,000. And baby, you can say that you won't be mad, cussing, fighting, screaming, ready to hurt somebody about $17,000 if you want to, and I'm gonna tell you a damn lie. Because who? She said, if anything, Miss Nail be calling her when Martell got her nerves all shot. And she telling her, girl, don't let him get you all out of sorts. Which we all have witnessed Martell get Miss Nail out of sorts. He did it in Houston. When she ran her ass over there asking him, did you cheat on him? Which me go on record as saying that is when I officially knew that I couldn't see it for Miss Nail, because I would never. If you my friend and we close, I don't give a. I wish I would run to you and ask, girl, did you cheat on? First of all, if you her friend, you would already know the answer to that. And you ain't gotta ask her. Okay? And second of all, if she did, do you think she finna admit it in front of all these people that don't really fool with her? How you gonna try to put her on Front Street to try? Girl, what kind of friend are you? That's when I knew I didn't like Miss Nell, because I said, oh, she breaking girl code right here. Baby, girl, what kind of girl? Because men don't do that. See, this is what women be messing up at, because baby, a nigga would never. A nigga would never. But you gonna run over there. Was you cheating on him or not? That's when I'm telling y'all, that's when I knew. I said, oh yeah, Miss Neal ain't, she ain't who Melody thinks she is. That's when I knew. That's when I clocked Miss Neal. It is, as far as me and Miss Neal, it went downhill from there for us. Cause I said, oh yeah, she ain't. Mm-mm. And that's basically it, y'all. Those are basically the things that she covered in the live. I'm gonna tell you, I still stand by thinking that she is done with this show. She made a comment and said she was trying to close. What did she say? She said she was trying to close a chapter and shut a door softly. Close a chapter quietly, softly, or whatever. And I think she is now saying it's she finna raise hell on her way out the door. I thought that's how I took it. That's how I took it. She finna raise hell right on her way out the door. She finna raise hell. She finna be like that boy in in Half Baked when he got fired from that job. Now I don't know. I'm kind of aging myself, but if you know, you know. And if you saw Half Baked, you know what I'm talking about. And when he got fired from that job, and he was like, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you. I'm out." Listen, I'm just saying. Now I know Melody too classy to hit him with that, but she gon' you know what I'm saying? I feel like she's about to raise hell on her way out the door. That's what I'm saying. And so I'm gonna just sit back and enjoy the ride because they all deserve it. Every last one of them. Every last one of them deserve it. So you get what you get. All right, y'all. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Um, Let me know if you don't watched her whole live. What your thoughts were. I just feel like everybody. I just feel like everybody been played in her face this season. I've been saying that. I feel like everybody done played in her face this season. Let me say this. She also touched on the fact that people are now coming out confirming the revenge P and is that it was a real thing and that it happened. But she talked about how none of those people supported her in that moment, in those moments. You know what I'm saying? Nobody had her back. Nobody stuck up for her. Nobody, nothing. A single mother, 4 kids, going through all this BS. She said not one person stepped up for her and said a thing. So she's just like all this talking that they doing now and trying to, bring up stuff now. She was like, I don't care. She was like, I don't care. When it mattered, you did nothing. She said, now you want to speak up because now they coming for you because you're being attacked. Now you want to speak up. She was like, and period. A period. That's how I feel. That's how I felt. Like now it's the whole, oh yeah, he was doing. Not one of y'all have tried to support. Like, what in the world? And people can say what they want to wrong, good, bad, indifferent, whatever. You ain't, I say this all the time. You ain't gotta love Melody or even like Melody to have a moral compass and be able to call right from wrong. Like, are we that messed up as a society to where people just, oh, I don't like her, so I don't care. Like, right is right and wrong is wrong. Like, people, come on. We have literally watched this woman being attacked season after season. Like, this season just really, to me, took the cake. Okay? Because not only did you attack her, then you started coming for her fan base. She talked about how they wanted her to denounce her fan base. And she was like, I'm not. And I wouldn't either. For what? Y'all not gonna support her? Then she out here like y'all. Shit. What? But yeah, people just be like, me and my best friend we never agree on Melody. We never agree on Melody. You know what I'm saying? I love my best friend, but we don't agree on Melody. She has her opinions, I have mine. You know what I'm saying? Now, do she see it for any other people? Not really, but I respect it. We debate our issues and we go on. Okay, it is what it is. But when shit is wrong, or when she felt like some stuff was, she's like, oh no. She quick to say, now I don't fool with Melody like that, but no, that was wrong. That's all I be saying. Like, how y'all gonna ignore? Just close your eyes to the BS, cause baby, it just be up. It just, I don't get that. I don't get that. So anyway, drop down in the comments, y'all. Let me know what y'all thought. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Like I said, I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers, y'all. Help a sister out. Help a sister out. And like I said, if you've been coming over here, you've been over here more than 2 times. We already go together. Okay, so honey, smash that on that subscribe button and hit the notifications so you'll know when I upload videos, which is going to be happening a lot because I got a lot of stuff to talk about. Make sure you like the video, share the video, and I'll holler at y'all on the next one.